The forest air sits heavy, damp with night and smoke. Ogar crouches near the clan's small fire, eyes half closed, muscles still. Insects sing. Far off, a jackal cries, then silence returns in waves. He knows this life by touch and smell. Forage by day, chew sweet roots, crack nuts, walk on two legs across open patches, then climb for safety. Groom a sister's hair, pick burrs, trade soft grunts. No tools beyond sticks. No sharp stone, no cord, no basket. Water waits in the dark and danger waits beside it. A light blinks above the trees, not the moon, not a spark, not a star. It pulses slow like breath. His body stays, his mind leans toward it. The glow swells, Ogar's chest tightens, eyes fixed, hands still. A trance takes him, his body is stone while his thoughts race. Images rush, too fast to name. Paths that move by themselves, rails that hum, roads that glow. Shapes glide in the sky, bright and smooth, faster than any wind. He tries to compare. In his time, feet carry the weight and the story. Across grass, over roots, up bark to a safe branch. In theirs, people sit as the ground and air do the work. Another flash and more pictures. Leisure then was a circle, a fire, a tale shaped by voice. Hands clapping, bodies dancing, grooming that calms the heart. Leisure now looks quiet, bright and alone, faces lit by glowing slabs. His breath grows short. He wants to call to his group, but sound will not come. The light pulls harder, it feels like the sky has hands. Ogar's world narrows to pulse and roar. The forest fades, the fire's crackle thins, the night blurs, his heart pounds in his ears. He awakens in a buzzing city of steel towers. Life in the shadows of ancient forests. Nights pressed close beneath the canopy, thick with breath and sap. Eyes watched from the dark. Roots rose like ribs from the floor, and the river kept its own rough voice. Ogar moved with this place like a second skin. He knew the safe trees, the thorn patches, the trails that smelled of cat. Life ran on small wins and steady habits. Daylight meant foraging, tasting, and testing. Dusk meant the fire, a low shield against teeth and fear. The group sat tight when wind shifted. Bodies touched. Trust flowed by hand, not word. These forests made their law, watch the young, share the luck, soothe the nerves. The same patterns echo in living primates today. They held our early kin together for ages, long before tools cut stone. In that steady rhythm, a strange pulse now pressed from the sky, and Ogar felt it. Bonds that kept the clan alive. They lived close, almost one body in many skins. A find of figs or grubs never stayed with one hand for long. It passed palm to palm, small mouths fed first. The youngest needed years, not seasons. Mothers held, aunts watched, older brothers carried sleeping toddlers on hip and back. This slow childhood kept stories intact and eyes alert. Grooming was the daily piece. Fingers searched through hair, plucked ticks, soothed tempers, and traded trust. Breath slowed, shoulders dropped, like chimps today. Touch did what words could not. A quiet circle formed while smoke drifted into leaves. Ogar knew each scar on each wrist. He could tell a cough in the dark. The clan was map, shelter, and law. Then the light returned. It pulsed above the canopy, steady. His hands kept combing, but his mind tilted. The circle held him, yet something outside tugged like thread, hard as hunger. The trance pulls him through time. The pulse grips him, steady and cold. Ogar's body is still by the fire, but his mind slips its leash. The night becomes a tunnel of light, and the river of years drags him forward. Time folds like wet bark, and he is carried, helpless, into a future that does not know his name. Life 4.7 million years ago. Smoke clings to his hair, dirt lines the creases on his hands. Ogar chews meat with quiet focus while the clan moves around him. Their world is loud with insects and night birds, yet slow in the ways that matter. Each task has weight. Hunting is a pact, not a hobby. Sharing is law, not kindness. Fire is a thin wall against teeth, not a luxury. They sleep in trees or shallow shelters when rain speaks. No wheels, no baskets, no metal, only sticks, stone flakes, and bodies that know how to bend and spring. They keep memories in stories pushed through breath and gesture. A scrape on the knee is a lesson, not a headline. Ogar watches the elders groom the young. Fingers pull ticks, scratch skin, and calm hearts. The circle sets the rules. Touch keeps fear small. Rhythm sets the pace. Eyes carry more meaning than any sound. Tonight the sky ripples, not lightning, not stars, a slow pulse not bright enough to spill shadows, yet it pulls like hunger. His jaw slackens, his chest tightens. He reaches for his axe and finds only air. The forest vanishes. The future, year 7025. He wakes on a surface that rings when he slaps it. The air is thin of smell, too clean, like rain that never touched soil. Towers climb forever, smooth as bone, cutting the sky into hard pieces. Above, machines float in patient loops, blinking like insects that forgot how to land. People slide by on paths that move beneath their feet. Clothes shine, faces glow in blue light. No one looks at him, no one hears him. His grunt bounces off glass and dies. A silver tube dives into the ground. He flinches. Through a clear wall he sees people seated in rows, calm and silent. The world blurs outside, their faces do not. They travel without walking. They trade speed for stillness. Ogar's body tightens, ready to run, but the ground remains flat and tame, without root or rock. He steps forward, drawn by sound. A new kind of thunder beats under his feet. The confusion of travel. The hall opens ahead like a canyon of light. Vehicles hover with a hush that unsettles him. They do not touch the floor. Doors flick open like lips. Passengers enter and vanish. No shouts, no push, no dust. A drone cuts the air. Ogar ducks and growls, rage flashing like heat. It carries packages, not prey. A boy glides past on a floating board, knees bent, calm as a bird riding a thermal. Ogar yells, thinking the child is falling. The boy grins and is gone. He remembers dragging a carcass on bark, the ache in the forearms, the taste of iron on the tongue. Movement once meant cost. Here they skip the price, bodies rest, machines work, the journey is a blur, the effort erased. Lights snap, a pair of security bots swivel toward him, their eyes do not blink. He runs, heart hammering, he knows the feeling, he is prey again but the hunters have no scent. Leisure then and now. He finds a dome where the air hums like bees. Inside, rows of chairs hold bodies gone quiet. People wear dark visors that swallow their eyes, fingers twitch, lips part, some smile, some tremble, no one talks. A visor sits on an empty seat, he lifts it. It is cool, smooth, light as a leaf, he lowers it over his brow. His mind erupts, he flies without wings, he fights without pain, he walks on suns and swims in black space. Music pours into him with no drum, no hands, no throat. Faces appear and fade, voices greet him that have no bodies. Minutes stretch into years. He tears the visor off, gasping. The room reappears small and stale. He sees the truth like a rock in a stream. Leisure once meant people. Firelight, breath, the scrape of heels on dirt, the shake of shoulders when laughter hits. The story was shared. The night felt full. Here, joy is private and synthetic, touch is rare, eyes sink into light. He presses his hands into his thighs just to feel something real. The return. The pulse finds him again, it crawls up his spine like cold water. Sound softens, colors smear. The dome dims until only the fog of light remains. Ogar lifts his chin as if to meet a blow. One short grunt, a farewell, the pull tightens, the city unthreads tower by tower. Back in his time. He wakes to heat on his cheek, the fire has settled to a red bed, crickets trill, the clan leans in, a hand touches his shoulder and stays there, he breathes slow and deep as if learning how again. He does not speak, words feel thin, instead he clears a patch of dirt and draws, long lines for towers, small ovals for riders in tubes, a boy on air, dots in the sky that do not land, faces bent toward light. The clan watches, some frown, some laugh. One child crawls close and touches the drawn boy's feet as if to check for ground. Ogar looks at their hands, their scars, their eyes bright in the fire's edge. He knows this earth is hard, yet honest. He presses his palm into the soil until it leaves a print. For now, that is enough. Bewilderment at flying machines and hidden tubes. He lifts his gaze and finds the sky crowded with machines. Tubes swallow crowds, then spit them out on the far side of the city. He stands small under it, stunned and curious, a hunter staring at a storm that never touches ground. What looks like magic is only habit here, and that shocks him most. The air hums, the streets glide, and the old price of distance is gone. From footsteps in dirt to seats in the sky. On the savannah, Ogar counted days by blisters and berries. Feet were tools, calves a ledger of miles. In 7025, people recline in clear AirPods that zip between towers like seeds on wind. They chat, sip, nap, doors breathe open, and the city carries them. He watches legs grow soft while distance collapses. No scouts, no migration lines, no need to read clouds or spore. A chime erupts, the terminal floods, bodies pour forward in a glittering tide. Ogar freezes, then is swept, shoulder first, into the rush. A pod skims past his knee, silent and bright. He tumbles to a rail, teeth bared, half ready to bite. Later, he laughs at ground cars nuzzling curbs, calling them lazy birds that forgot the sky, yet pity settles. These riders know speed, not soil, berries once taught seasons. The pods teach schedules. He presses palm to glass, hunting for a heartbeat. Leisure lost in glowing dreams. Pleasure once had a heartbeat. Ogar knew rest as a circle of bodies, the hiss of sap in a stick, the soft scrape of fingers through hair. Joy needed a warm back against his shoulder and a voice near his ear. In 7025, leisure moves inward and goes quiet. Faces lift to cool light and a promise of endless scenes, yet no hands meet in the dark. The city sells dreams that do not smell of smoke. That is what startles him most. The night in his chest goes mute. Sound cuts away like bark peeled from wood. He feels the line between together and alone, and it stings. Firelit tailies versus silent visions. He remembers grooming as medicine. Fingers seek burrs and ticks, then stay to smooth skin. Shoulders drop, breath slows. A bark laugh rolls around the circle and catches on more mouths. Songs are simple, more rhythm than word, carried by grunts and clicks. Echoes bounce off the trees and return with comfort. The group rests because the group listens. The visor offers him escape without witnesses. Worlds whip past, bright and total, yet no one shares the beat. He smiles at a mountain that is not there, and the smile dies alone. A glitch snaps, the scene fractures and throws him into a fake forest. Fire pops, crickets trill. For a heartbeat he hears his name the way his clan calls it. Relief floods, then the dome returns, cold and flavorless. His hands shake. Did future folk forget Earth's pulse, the steady drum under bare feet? He presses his palm to the floor and finds only glass. Echoes of the past in a steel world. Ogar stands under the towers and hears his forest anyway. His body keeps the old script. Every hum is a wasp swarm, every flutter in the crowd is a cat in brush. He reads edges, shadows, and exits the same way he once read bark and spore. The city feels new, but his nerves are ancient. They speak first. Something old keeps answering this steel world. It shows him what to fear, where to rest, and who to trust. That echo is not poetry. It is survival that learned to wear a new coat. Sense sound in the old brain. Smell once told the story. Smoke meant people, wet fur meant danger, ripe fruit meant mercy. Here the air smells like nothing, and that emptiness makes the skin crawl. When scent fails, sound takes over. He maps the place by rhythm. Footfalls on the moving walk, steady and low. Drone wings thin and fast like angry bees. The deep heart of the tube below, a slow drum that never tires. His shoulders rise at sudden noise, then ease when the pattern returns. That dance is ancient. Startle, scan, decide, move. It kept small groups alive when night had claws. It still works in a city with glass teeth. Touch calmed the clan. Grooming lowered fear and stitched trust. In this crowd, touch is rare, so his stress sits higher. It flickers behind the eyes. He feels alone among thousands, the way a lone male feels at the edge of the troop. The body remembers before the mind can explain. Tools without teeth. He once shaped sticks, chipped stone, and wore the marks on his palms. Tools took sweat and time. Each cut had a cost. In 7025, tools hide in smooth shells and silent code. They still answer old needs, only faster. Consider how both ages use tools. To move, legs and sleds then, pods and tubes now. To find, tracks and droppings then, sensors and maps now. To protect, fire and numbers then, cameras and bots now. The shift is simple. Machines took the weight. Bodies lost the scars that taught caution. Ogar sees the gain, but he also sees what slipped away. When effort fades, memory thins. Pain wrote lessons that speed can erase. The clan inside the crowd. In the forest, the clan was law. Food passed hand to hand. You watched the young, you soothed the old. Safety grew from shared risk. In the city, people stand close but live apart. Eyes drop to glass, ears point to private voices. The group is everywhere and nowhere. Research today keeps finding the same thread. We mix more, share genes more, and grow more alike across the map, yet sameness does not replace closeness. Bodies still ask for touch and FaceTime. Ogar feels that gap like a cold wind. The crowd has no circle, the circle had no crowd. He tries to build one with glances, nods, and small sounds. No one bites, so he looks for signs he understands, who moves with purpose, who scans the edges, who steps to shield a child at a door. Hunters know hunters, caregivers know caregivers. The clan can be found if you know the cues. Ancestral skills resurface. Old skills do not die, they bend, they help even when the rules change. Ogar leans on them without thinking. Here is how he stays upright. He tracks flow the way he once tracked herds, sliding into the slipstream of walkers instead of fighting the tide. He picks high ground, scanning from stairs and ledges the way he once watched from low limbs. He reads faces the way he read eyes at the fire, sorting calm from panic in a blink. He shelters by pattern, choosing lit, crowded spots to rest when alone, as he once picked thorn trees for sleep. He caches memory, marking routes with simple anchors like a chipped tile or a cracked panel, since scent trails are gone. Adaptability made early humans hard to kill. It widened their niche before they left home soil. The same trait keeps Ogar from breaking under neon skis. He bends so he does not snap. Memory of fire in a city of light. Night once came with smoke, breath, and a ring of knees. Now it comes with screens and polite silence. Even so, the fire still burns in the head. It warms decisions, it shapes trust. Ogar cups that ember while the towers glare. He hears a story rise, the kind told with hands and rhythm. It lives between beats of the tube and the soft hiss of doors. The past does not argue with the future, it whispers inside it. In steel, it finds an echo, and the echo is strong. Ogar returns to the fire, palms black with soil, and starts to draw. Not speeches, not warnings, only lines that carry a pulse. Towers as ribs of sky, pods like seeds in wind, faces dimmed by light, a boy riding air. The clan leans in, breath held, and a quiet courage spreads as they trace his marks with small, careful hands. His dream walk becomes a map, simple and fierce, a gift that asks them to listen to their own feet. This tale is not only about speed and shine, it is about cost. In his time, distance had weight, and leisure meant touch, song, and shared breath. In hours, the ground feels far, and play often hides behind glass. The split is clear, movement is effortless, and pleasure turns private, yet the old lesson still speaks. Groups that soothe one another thrive. Bullies fade when a circle holds firm. People who share risk and rest build memory that lasts. Hold both truths, keep the reach of progress and keep the nearness of kin. Let machines carry load, not meaning. Let screens offer wonder, not replace the fire. Take a walk with no purpose except to feel dirt and wind. Make time for grooming in modern form, a hand on a shoulder, a story told face to face. Our long past says this is how fear shrinks and trust grows. Now imagine your own time shift. Step from your door as if from a cave. Hear the old drum under your shoes. Notice what moves you fast and what brings you home. Then draw your map like Ogar with marks that others can follow. Keep a little suspense in your pocket, a spark from the first fires, and share it before it fades. The night is watching. The circle is waiting. The path is yours to mark.